So you are, across the ocean from us here in the US and the UK. Your company is called Pet Business Marketing. Please tell us a little bit about your current role as a pet business coach and who you serve.
So since probably 2017, really, I've been primarily coaching with others, consulting with other pet businesses. It came about because of kind of all of the things that I did in my own business, really. I wrote a book, I did email marketing, I ran events, kind of did all these different things. And people were saying to me, how are you doing that? Why are you doing that? And so that's how it came about. Really. It was quite organic. And then I thought I'd found my calling, Candace, when I was a dog trainer. I was thinking my mission is to help dog owners have a better relationship with their pet. And so I really struggled at the time when I was open to the world of coaching, because I was thinking, this is taking me away from my passion, But in the end, I kind of had a new mission, which was, well, why don't I, instead of me just helping pet dog owners, why don't I help pet business owners, better get their message out there so that they can better connect with dog owners in their area, and that way I can have more of an impact. So that's kind of my mission, really.
I love that you shared that, because similarly, I as well, I had my pet retail stores and businesses, and I really loved my doggy daycare. I mean, I really loved working with the animals. It was a lot of fun. But I had found too that I was like, I'm not as passionate about dog nutrition as I am about business, like talking about the small business success. It really was like, I was much more drawn to like the little tweaks you can do that, can make you more money or give you a sense of calm or control. And it was like, it's really, I want to say it is hard, but it's not like this huge secret. It's really about, if you just don't know what to do, it can feel like, really overwhelming and like impossible to get through something. But the reality is that there's a lot of resources out there, like what you share and what I share, that can really, really transform lives. And so I agree with you. Like it can be so impactful, the work that we're doing to help other pet professionals, because it trickles down, right? Then they have better businesses, they can help more pets, and more people have better lives too.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I'm sure you do this with your guys too, but, I talk to my guys a lot about niching, and finding your niche, finding a speciality. And usually your niche would be, where most of your money comes from, like with the bigger, or the section of clients that are giving you the most money, or the section of dogs, or the section of behaviors, or something like that. But it's usually what you enjoy as well. It's usually the thing you enjoy the most. And as it was with me, just as like what you said, I was thinking, I don't know why, but like, I'm really in love with marketing, and I really want to learn more about direct response. And I really, I love doing all this thinking way more than I love doing this. So it's worked out really well.
I want to dive now into your book, How to Disneyfy Your Pet Business. And I also want to share for our listeners, because I've never shared this, I don't think, is that I got to work at Disney here in Orlando at Disney World for about 3 months. I did their Disney University college program. And I thought, when I signed up, I was going to learn all these amazing things about go through their college program. I got, internship credit, but the whole experience was amazing. I got to meet people from all over Brazil. We're actually working where I was. And what was great, what I thought was interesting, is that Disney would know the travel seasons of the different countries and people that coming to that area. And then they would intentionally hire people from those regions to come and work to speak the languages of when their guests were at the park. I thought that was so brilliant, and so there were so many things that we did actually learn, even though I wasn't, getting paid that much. And then they charged us rent and all the stuff too. But I was like, well, they're running a business. I guess I really learned about how businesses run business.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You mentioned there about them hiring people. Disney's all about the details, and that's one of the reasons, they know their numbers, they know they're on top of everything all the time. They know how many pins the pin trader has exchanged over there, and if all these numbers are moving, because it's a business, it's a machine, isn't it?
It is a machine. It
provides magic and memorable experiences, but it also has to make a lot of money. Yeah. So,
and it's a wonder, you were just there right with your family recently, right?
No, so I was there. I had been with my family, so we've been twice to Orlando and a couple of times to Euro Disney, Disneyland Paris as well. But yeah, I went over on my own this time in October to attend a a Disney client experience event, so to find out how they make the magic kind of thing. And it was mind blowing. I've done quite a bit of study on Disney anyway, and I've shared a lot of what I learned with my my inner circle and stuff, and my coaching clients. And but yeah, this was real. It took it to a whole next level, and I managed to launch my book at the same time when I was there. So I got lots of cool pictures of me walking around Epcot and stuff with the book as well.
Yeah. So tell me about your book. Tell us more about it.
Okay, so like I said, this kind of started off for me where I would look at big companies like Apple and Amazon, Walmart and all these different companies, and some people think, well, what can I learn from them, because I'm just little old me, the business owner. But the truth is, there's lots of things you can learn from these big businesses that you can apply to your small business. And Disney was one of these companies that I looked at, and kind of, you hit on it before when you said all of these people were going, getting paid not very much, and paying rent and all this kind of thing as well, and not getting a lot in return. But you go because of the cachet, don't you? You go because part of it certainly is because it's Disney, isn't it?
And I got to put Disney on my resume, which then pinged some systems, and I got great other interviews later for different jobs.
Precisely, yeah. So it's got that, and I think the big lesson there, big sort of meta lesson for pet business owners is like there's a lot of advantages to positioning yourself as like the one. The ultimate, that extra, je ne sais quoi, whatever it is, you've got that extra something about your business that just elevates you and positions you above everybody else. And not only, you should do that, you should be striving to put in place the different marketing tactics and techniques and tools that help you to do that help you to elevate your business. Because if people see you as being, the best pet store, the best dog walker, the best dog trainer, it just makes it much easier for you to get clients, and it's easier for you to charge high prices, and, it makes the business a lot more fun. Dan Kennedy said, there are no advantages to being like the next lowest priced person in your town, and so you either want to be the cheapest or the most expensive. You certainly don't want to be the cheapest, so you might as well be the most expensive and be known for being the best. And so lots of different, in the book I cover like 5 different marketing keys, if you like, that people can use to spread a bit of Disney magic on their own business. And the first one is kind of
I was like, you got to share some with us. You right? Dom, don't leave us hanging.
I'm into it. So the first one, which is kind of it's on one level, it's like, well, what do you mean by that? And that's not really a real thing. We're talking about the wow factor. How do you add that wow factor? How do you add that special certain something to make the business memorable? What is it that Disney does that like Six Flags don't do? Or what is it that they do that's different? So what does it make them different? And the fact is, they strive to create these little wows. These little memorable experiences. So it doesn't matter whether you are walking through the gate when the parade's starting, or whether you're getting served a hot dog, or whether you're standing in line for a ride, something's happening to elevate the experience. And for a pet business owner, what you can do to kind of recreate that in your own business is you can look at like your systems, your customer journey for a day, and like identify, okay, how can we make this more of a wow factor moment? So if you have an answer phone message, how can you make that more of a wow factor, memorable experience for someone, rather than just saying, I'm not in, please leave a message? You can do better than that. You can do something that's going to make them think, wow, what's next? And then, when they get an application form for you to fill in for their dog training, what are you sending with that, to make them feel special? When the dog's done their first walk with you, or when someone's made their first purchase in a store or something, what are you doing to make them feel something? Because if you can make them feel something, then you can quite literally this is what fuels word of mouth. People love telling stories about great experiences. And if you provide great experiences for your clients, memorable, magical experiences, they will tell more stories about your business. This will fuel word of mouth, and this is kind of what I've been talking to my guys about for a couple of years now, and they've got all these different systems now for onboarding gifts and referral things, and all these different little wow moments. One of the reasons why you really want to double down on this is because imagine, Candace, if, and we've kind of been through this, we've been in business a while now, so we've seen like Facebook has come and disrupted things, and SEO and all these different things. There's always like a new disruptive thing coming along, isn't there? And we get told that we got to like jump on it. Imagine if in like 3 months' time, the only business that you were going to get could come from referrals. Okay, imagine if that was the case. What would you do? What would you be prepared to do now in order to provide a memorable experience for your clients, so that they were keen to, desperate to, wanted to tell other people about what it is that you were doing in your business, you know? And I think it's a great way to turn like a referral tap on almost and have it continually flowing all the time, to really look at your processes and try and add in this sort of wow factor.
Yeah. What you're sharing there is that, you know, even all of these social platforms, whether like TikTok right now is right, it's so hot, right? And some people can make a lot of money becoming a TikTok star or leading those referrals into other opportunities for you. But I think what you're hitting on here too, and what I like to preach a lot, is those foundations of business are so important. And you can build a very successful business still without having to feel the pressure of being a content creator. You still can. And I know that even in our world, there's a lot of coaches who say like, oh, don't listen to these outdated methods of like, you know, what to do. You need all this online traffic, which you do if that's your strategy. If that's your lane and that's where you want to go, that's fine. But tech can be scary, and putting yourself out there on camera can be scary. And so I'm glad you brought this up. It is exhausting, yeah. And so in that work, if you don't know how it works, you know, then you're going to feel like it didn't work. And why are you doing this? When, to get to your point, to go back to these things you're talking about in your book, Disney's been doing this stuff for decades, generations, right? Yeah. And that wow,
get really good at it.
Yeah, and they've gotten really good at it. So I love that wow factor is very, very important to set yourself apart and building that referral business. So I want our listeners to know that you do not have to be a TikTok star to have a successful business.